According to the law of diminishing marginal utility, which of the following is true? So we're given that there's a law of diminishing marginal utility, and we're asked to find which of the answer choices is true. So to begin with, let's define what is the law of diminishing marginal utility, law of diminishing utility. And this law is simply that as you consume more of a good, one type of good, the marginal utility starts to decrease. And let's draw a simple table to give an example of this. So in this case, let's call this side the consumption C of apples. And let's label it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's call this other side marginal utility, so the satisfaction you receive from consuming these apples. And let's say that the marginal utility of one apple is 5, 2 apples is 4, 3 apples is 3, then 2, and 1. So this shows that as you consume more apples from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, the marginal utility decreases, because the first apple was 5 in terms of marginal utility, second is 4, 3, then 2, and 1. This is because as you consume more of one apple, you begin to get tired of consuming only apples, and therefore the marginal utility decreases. And this displays the law of diminishing marginal utility. Basically, that marginal utility decreases as consumption of that one good increases. So let's look at the answer choices. A. Total satisfaction decreases as more units of a good are consumed. This is incorrect because while most of the sentence is correct, it's not total satisfaction that decreases, it's marginal satisfaction or marginal utility. So A is incorrect. B. The additional satisfaction received from consuming extra units of a good decreases as consumption of the good increases. So this is saying that the satisfaction that is received, which is essentially marginal utility, decreases as consumption increases. And looking at the law of diminishing marginal utility, this matches this answer choice. So B seems to be the correct answer. C. The additional satisfaction received from consuming extra units of a good decreases as consumption of the good decreases. So this is essentially saying that the additional satisfaction of the good decreases as the consumption of the good decreases. This is incorrect because this doesn't match the law of diminishing marginal utility, and thinking about it, if you decrease the consumption of apples, does the marginal utility decrease? No, because the marginal utility increases in this case as the consumption decreases. Because if you go from consuming 2 apples to 1 apple, your marginal utility would increase by 1, not decrease. So C is incorrect. D. The additional satisfaction received from consuming extra units of a good increases as the consumption of the good increases. So this is essentially saying that the marginal utility increases as consumption increases. And this doesn't match the law of diminishing marginal utility, which says that as consumption increases, marginal utility will decrease. And this doesn't make sense either because if you were to look at this table here, the consumption of apples as it increases, the marginal utility of consuming these apples decreases, doesn't increase. So D is incorrect. E. When marginal utility is decreasing, total utility is decreasing. This is incorrect because, for one, this doesn't represent the law of diminishing marginal utility, and 2, total utility isn't necessarily decreasing. So E is incorrect, and the correct answer is B.